This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with Maximus in Marbella. We're at the World of Weights final press conference. With me I have trainer and public speaker Joe Gallagher.
How you doing, Coog? All right?
How are you, alright?
Yeah, not too bad. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Good summer break?
Yeah, September back into the swing of things, so quite non-stop. And non-stop for you as well. So,
busy end of the year, coming up, some huge fights. First up this one, Saturday night.
Let's talk about Scott Cardle. How is he, first of all?
Yeah, gutted to be honest. He's absolutely gutted. He was training well, sparred well, and then the leg went on Thursday with a tear. Did physio Friday, had the weekend off. More physio Sunday. Came in Monday, did 4 spar, still felt it twinging, and then on Tuesday he came in and did his check weigh, which was 9.11, and then he got in the ring to do some pads. Went to roll, you know what Scott is like with his head, and the tear went again. He's like hobbling, so he's gutted the kid. But like I said to him, you don't fight if you're not fit, and that's one thing Brody used to say to all the young kids: don't fight if you're not fit, because if you do and you lose the belt, no one cares about you a week later because the circus has moved to another town. And Scott is he's gutted, to be honest, mate. He's done tickets, trained well, and you know and I know the expense that comes with that, run up sparring partners and stuff, and then not to get a payday at the end of it. He's gutted, but at the end of the day, he's still British champion, and he'll fight the winner of Saturday night.
Yeah, obviously Sean Dodd coming in to replace Scott to fight Gary Buckland, so they've been told quite directly, whoever wins that, go on to fight.
It's a really good fight, that Sean Dodd. We've had him in the gym sparring in the past with Crawler. And no, that's a really good fight, that. And you know what, Coogan said it in the press conference. You hear people saying sometimes, like, putting on one-sided cards and everything else. And all right, and the show might not have had the publicity or the profile for a big show on Sky Sports, but anyone that tunes in to watch this on Saturday night, you've got Stephen Smith against Bashero in a real tough 50-50 fight, all right? Sean Dodd, Gary Buckland, another 50 fight. You've got Jose Burton fighting, and I think it's an unbeaten kid with knockouts, all right? Marcus Morrison, 6-0, fighting an 11-1 kid with 6 knockouts. Can't say that anyone's fighting dead bodies on that bill Saturday night. People tuning in, that's a good fight night, that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if you go down the bill, but listen, he's going to get that. He's had that Eddie Earn with the card situation.
I'm not standing there being pro Eddie Hearn or anything else, but I've been on bills, and my kids have been on bills when they're accused of fighting numpties, and you can't accuse any of the 3 lads of mine in particular of fighting numpties. And Sean Dodd and Gary Buckland is a very good fight as well.
I agree. Stephen Smith, biggest fight of his career to date, has been waiting quite a while for this opportunity, obviously, to his direct path, wins his fight Saturday, and then his next fight will be for the world title. So
yeah, it's been a slow burner, this Cougies, since he knocked out Gary Buckland, which was a breakout performance, and then he won a couple of international belts, WBC silver, and we was just waiting for getting that mandatory shot at Murat. Never really seemed to happen. There was final eliminators made, and then the kids pulled out, and it's been unfortunate Stevens never got the mandatory position. Obviously the IBF called for a final eliminator, and decided to go this avenue now, and it's just unfortunate the back of end last year got that illness with the kidney stones, and just hampered him a little bit, but he's had 2 fights this year now, and he's ready to fight. The thing is with Stephen, when the pressure's on, he delivers. When he had to go to Scotland to beat John Simpson, he did it. Went to Wales to beat Gary Buckland, he did it. Went to London to beat Ben Jones, he did it. Now the pressure's on for Bashero. I'm quietly confident that Stephen Smith will deliver in a delivering style Saturday night. I know I'm talking, it's got to be a tough fight, and it will do. Bashero will have his moments, but I think the work ethic and the shot selection and the boxing brain Stephen Smith wins. He'll get a late stoppage, Stephen.
So, also there's a busy period for you coming up. Anthony Collar, obviously, against Perez, which is in November. The press conference, I believe, is next week. Yeah. Liam Smith fighting for the world title 10th of October against John Thompson. So it's just, like you said, a relentless end to the year for you, Joe.
No, listen, it'll be fantastic. Yeah, there's a possibility, obviously, like you say, Stephen Smith winning this fight. He'll be guaranteed a shot of a world title in the new year. Callum takes care of business in November. He'll fight for the world title next year. You have Liam Smith, got to be the first Smith to win a world title in October. Anthony Crawler putting things right in November, becoming a world champion, and Scott Quigg fighting before the end's out. So that's a heavy workload, but it's fantastic because all the kids, they work really hard at it, and fair play to Eddie Hearn and Warren and them for delivering the opportunities for the fighters to fight at that level.
Obviously, a fight that was talked about for the last few months was Callum Smith and George Groves. George Groves suffered his third world title defeat over the weekend. Joe, did you watch it first of all, and what did you make of it?
Yeah, I did, and listen, he got off to a terrible start, didn't he? But I thought he managed to pull himself back into the fight. I think there's been a bit too much negativity, blaming people around George and George himself, blaming himself or beating himself up a little bit. He's got to give him great credit. You're over in Vegas, you're fighting an Al Haymon fighter. You got knocked down in the first round, you got up and got yourself back into the fight. He was taking Badou's jab away a little during the contest. It was a battle of jabs and he had his moments in there. I just thought down the straight, then Badou Jack sort of like started going to the body and just pulled away at the end. I scored it like 115, 112 and around them lines, but to get off to a rocky start like that and compose, very much like Andy Lee. He got off to a bad start but came back, and I thought George Groves did, and I don't think he should be too down and gutted about his performance. I thought he performed well under the circumstances that he got off to, and I'm sure he'll be back again. I'm sure he's there. For me personally myself, I wanted him to win. I was dying for the Callum Smith fight. Maybe it can happen again down the road sometime, but we're after Badou Jack now once we take care of business.
Do you believe that George Groves can still win a world title?
Which world title? There's different opportunities. If you look at that weight division, you look at fights this week coming up soon with Chudinoff and Buglione. Do you think George Groves could beat both of them? Yeah, I do. Do you think George Groves could beat Arthur Abraham? I'm not sure, but he'd give him a good fight. If the George Groves that fought James DeGale and the movement and sidestepping and stuff like that, he could cause Arthur Abraham. So yeah, George Groves with the right opponent could win a world title. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. We'll catch up with you. Obviously, plenty of stuff coming up. Obviously,
no problem.
Crawler on Monday, and really looking forward to that one. We await news of obviously Scott Quigg as well. So
yeah, no, definitely.
I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about over the next few weeks.
Brilliant, KUGAN. Thanks.
All right, Joe. Thanks.
Cheers.
For
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks.